Hello and welcome to a very special interaction here on WION. I am Digvijay Singhdeo and I am joined by two men who have given Indian sport plenty of triumphs during their playing careers. Mahesh Bhupathi was the first Indian to win a Grand Slam in tennis. Leander Paes won 18 of them over 3 decades. However, Leander and Mahesh are also, sadly, the benchmark for controversy in Indian sport. And a docu-series on their relationship is streaming. We've spoken a lot over the years, but gentlemen, this is the first time I have the both of you together. So expect some tough serves down the middle. A few ground rules here. Mahesh, no snide remarks on Liverpool FC, even though you are one of those few lucky fans to have managed a ticket to see the return of Cristiano Ronaldo to Manchester United.
I didn't know you could serve, Diggy.
Serve and volley, spend too much time around the both of you. And Leander Paes, I have sparred a lot with you over the years, and I'm quoting you when I say, this is my court.
Well, the other one certainly isn't.
Yes. Okay, hopefully you guys are still laughing at the end of this. Mahesh, I was sort of fortunate enough to cover the both of you, mostly in Davis Cup.
Don't ask for it, buddy.
And through all those controversies at the time. Now, all these years later, is there a regret when you perhaps hear me or others saying that controversy in Indian tennis means Leander and Mahesh? I even messaged you, I think, before the last one.
Yeah. So I think, Diggy, it's no secret since you have been covering me for 20 years, what you think my humble opinion is of what the media says and what they write about me in particular, right? So let's not get into that. I was jokingly telling Leander when we met for the first time at the shoot a few weeks ago when we did the final shot in Bangalore that, this show would never have come about if there was no controversy, right? Otherwise it would have been a straightforward Leander Mahesh coming together, winning a few Grand Slams, everyone's happy. And, if it's just a happy story, nobody really wants to tell it. I think everyone wants to tell our story because of all the controversy that surrounded it. So hopefully all your questions will be answered when you see the show. A lot of you speculated a lot about the controversy because we were never really opened up. But I think this show gave us that opportunity, which we took with open arms.
Okay, I know you're a film buff. So you'll understand this analogy, is kahani mein comedy hai, drama hai, tragedy hai, all of that. But Leander, as Mahesh said, the series is called Breakpoint. So obviously we know which way this is going, and things have been sort of messy between the two of you on multiple times. So how did you two end up working together on this?
Well, Diggy, I think over the years you've written a lot about both of us, and you kind of know stories from different perspectives. And that is the most beautiful part about Breakpoint, is you're going to see different perspectives. The fact that we did not take actors to do this, to play Mahesh or to play Leander or to play our parents or to play our siblings or even to play our coaches and or our rivals. This is the true story, and it'll hit hard. The one thing that you know over the years is that both Mahesh and myself are very different, but yet we support each other. As soon as we step on that court, we're out there playing for India to win. So in that, I think that Breakpoint is a true story of two young Indian boys on how we embarked on a dream in the late 80s actually. It was 1989 we met for the first time. On how we had a dream that we would win Wimbledon and be number 1 in the world. And actually what we had to do to achieve those dreams. But also it shows two young Indian boys who became champions at Wimbledon, but were also vulnerable. And I think that's the part that has never been covered. Everyone had opinions about us. Your colleagues would write opinions about what they thought of us. But in that, I think in Breakpoint, Nitesh Tiwari and Ashwini Iyer Tiwari have done such a beautiful job of giving us a platform to tell this story very true. And it's not just a story of how you become number 1 in the world. It's a story of human emotions and how they beautifully threaded different episodes into each other to tell the perspectives of all the individuals, in the process.
Okay. Mahesh, we'll just waiting to see all that unfold, but just in hindsight, it's been almost a decade since you since you retired. When you look back at what the two of you achieved, is there now an admission of what more could have won had you guys stuck together?
There's no, I mean, I would have admitted this 10, 15 years ago, Diggy. I mean, we won a hell of a lot. I didn't have to watch this episode or do this series to tell you that we would have won more. But I actually watched the whole thing for the first time yesterday, start to finish, and it gave me goosebumps so many times to see the kind of footage that I've been able to see, and honestly, super proud of what we were able to achieve. Could we have achieved more? Yeah, but in the context of did anybody achieve what we did before we came along? They didn't, right? So we take the positives out of it.
Okay, I obviously haven't seen it yet, so I'll have to wait for that. But Leander, I was just going through the promo, and lots of strong opinions from the both of you, no mucking about, right? So I'm also going to ask you a strong opinion-based question. In hindsight, what do you think went wrong between the both of you?
1st of October, Z5. Download it, subscribe, and you shall see.
But then what's the point of having this relationship? Give us a bit of a teaser.
That's exactly the point. Oh, you're talking about your and Mahesh and my relationship. That I'm still trying to figure out. But between Mahesh and myself, we stood the test of time, buddy. Basically, the relationship's seen the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and we pioneered through an ecosystem of sport that had no infrastructure or no textbook to show us how to win Wimbledon. We only had each other. And basically, we lent on each other through the highs, and we also, fought through the lows. But in that, we achieved our dreams, and here today, we are telling a story to inspire children across 190 countries to show them how winning is done, and also to show them that champions are allowed to be vulnerable and make their mistakes too.
Okay, but Mahesh, just since he was on about sort of having this dream, you got to understand also the era when the both of you actually went and started to sort of dominate world sport. At that point of time, I think Geet Sethi was probably India's only world champion. Vishwanathan Anand still hadn't won his first world championship. Sachin Tendulkar was there. He was on his way to greatness, but he's probably was not the great Sachin Tendulkar that we all know today. So in a sense, it was Leander and Mahesh coming together, the country sort of called you the Indian Express, and then your success at the world stage sort of gave belief to a lot of other sports persons that yes, we can go out there and win at the top level.
Yeah, I think, you nailed it. I think winning at the top level is one thing, dominating at the top level and being able to get to the summit, right? I mean, when we were growing up, we were dreaming about playing at Wimbledon one day. Nowadays kids dream about winning Wimbledon because, I think we were able to set the trend. And like you said, that's probably translated into multiple sports. And again, something that we're very proud of.
Leander, when you look back at the relationship and what you all achieved, there's obviously the success. Mahesh won 12 Grand Slams, 52 titles, you won 55 titles and 18 Grand Slams. So as individuals as well, you all had very successful careers irrespective of each other. But do you think that the timing of the breakup, which actually came before the Olympics in Sydney, that sort of made it a larger than life tragedy for India? The timing of it also perhaps was the reason why it blew up to what it did. I mean, today people in various sports across the spectrum sort of have partnerships, they break up, they move on. And perhaps at that point of time, since you both were the only ones, that's why it became as big as it did.
I think the latter half of your question is true, is that at that point, we were the only ones who were world beaters. We're the only ones through any sport that were number one in the world. Let alone win Grand Slams, we were the only ones who were achieving it at that world stage. So then, when our differences came through, it was also larger than life, just as our victories were. And I feel like the whole docu-series of Breakpoint, the shooting and the makings over the last 20 months has been a great healing, where we've watched the series together. We've shot for the series together. We've also been able to address conversations that were left open. We're also able to have a good laugh at ourselves right now, just as we're doing here with you, because three of us have known each other for 20 plus years. So in that bond and that camaraderie has, been through a roller coaster ride, and it's still here. I think the Lee Hesh story will live on forever. And now that we've managed to put it in a digital space, we hope that it will inspire generations of kids across the world to show them that if these two young Indian boys who played gully cricket and gully football can achieve in a sport that had no infrastructure at that point, then they can be champions too. That every young kid with a dream in their heart and passion and self-belief, that they can also be champions of the world.
You know, what struck me through this entire period, and the first part is when I was not a journalist, still in college, sort of reading about your exploits. And this was before social media, before the internet became big, so you had to wake up in the mornings and read the newspapers. And then sort of post 2001, 2002, when, the things started to go south, you still turned up for Davis Cup matches, and somehow you'll always manage to get that magic going. I think you'll still hold the record for the most unbroken streak in Davis Cup doubles. And when you think of it, Mahesh, what was it, that there was this personal issue? It was clearly a communication issue. The both of you had problems with each other, it was pretty obvious. But how did you sort of, for that 2-3 hours or 2-3 days of a Davis Cup, how did you get it all together and just forget everything and produce that magic on court?
I think there's multiple factors to that. I think obviously the quality of tennis that we were both capable of playing. I think we loved the fact that the entire team looked up to us and expected us to deliver that point regardless of who we were playing. I mean, that was, I wouldn't say pressure, but it was a kind of respect that we had from the team, right? If we were playing Brazil or the UK or the US, it didn't matter, right? I mean, they said, these guys are expected to win the doubles regardless of the opposition. And obviously our chemistry on the court. I mean, that, I keep joking, like even today, if we practice for 2-3 months, I'm sure we'll be competitive. We might win a set of, anybody out there. So that's just the way, it's been since day one, since the first challenger we played together in Jakarta in '94.
But it also, Leander, the both of you sort of brought the best out of each other, even though you all were on the same team. And then even when you were competing against each other, there was always that competitive spirit, wasn't it? I need to be better than this guy.
I think that's what the kinetic energy between both of us, that's what we have. Mahesh's birthday is 7th of June, I'm 17th of June, and we have this magic, that's what I term it as. And it's hard to explain to people, not many people have understood it over the years, but I think many fans have viewed it across stadiums across the world, where we're able to, through a chest bump or through a high five or just through a look, just looking at each other from a distance, we feel each other, we understand each other. And in that, we're able to inspire each other to heights that are beyond what any Indian could have done at that point. When you look at what we were trying to embark on, everyone was asking us, you guys are so cocky, you'll think you're going to win Wimbledon. First, go and play there first. But then in our respective careers, we've won Wimbledon multiple times now. But as a team, we're the first team to actually go and win Wimbledon from India. So it speaks of the magic that we have. Even till today, if we go out and play the legends at Wimbledon, or we go out and play an exhibition game, or you just put us in a room, and the magic still is electrified.
Yeah, I remember the competitive spirit during the lockdown. You had that, you both started volleying against the wall, and Mahesh, I think, started it, and Leander started using a karchi or a tawa, some kind of thing, if I remember correctly. But Mahesh, just taking that Leander bit forward, the feeling always has been, especially with those who've been around the both of you, is that you all were two boys who sort of dared to dream. As Leander said, you went out there and achieved world domination. But the feeling is that you both could not handle the fame and superstardom, and that people around the both of you contributed to that relationship going south. Is that a fair assessment?
100%. I mean, living in life in hindsight is, the easiest thing to do, right? I mean, honestly, like I said, I think I feel like if I had communicated better, or we had made a effort to communicate better and keep a lot of people on the periphery instead of letting them manage us day to day, I think things would have been a lot better. I mean, just to give you an example, because I watched the show for the first time in its entirety yesterday, right? I mean, when we split in 2002, I went to Leander's room. We finished. We ended up not playing together, and I had to look for a partner after that. And Sanjay, who was Leander's traveling partner at that time, verbally states in the show that I had already fixed up a partner to play next week with Max Mirny, right? Which was pure fabrication. And I know Leander long enough to know that he had no clue, right? Because he's not the kind of guy to dig into this stuff. Leander actually is the kind of guy to 2 days after getting to a tournament say, dude, are we playing with Dunlop or Schlesinger? Because he doesn't get into all that stuff. And, I didn't play with Max Mirny that week. I played with Jan Michael Gamble that week. So he's narrated the whole story in the show, saying that he went to the ATP office. ATP says Mahesh has pulled out. Mahesh is playing with Max Mirny. And where is that even coming from? So, there were too many people just putting stuff like that, which kind of snowballed into us getting to where we were.
Okay, I mean, it's interesting. There's a word Leander used earlier on in this chat, saying closure, and it's nice to see the both of you actually discussing this so openly. But Lee, do you feel that for all that you achieved as a duo, Indian tennis didn't get the boost? We had Sania Mirza and Rohan Bopanna win Grand Slams, but this time, no doubles team at the Olympics. It's the first time since tennis returned to the Olympics that for all that you went and achieved and put Indian sport on the world map, where is Indian tennis today?
Well, I think you have to look at the archives over the last 30 years, Diggy, because that's how long we've been around. So having covered our careers so extensively, like you said, you were in college when we first started playing and winning. And back in 1990 onwards, then in 95 when we started playing, the history on what we've left in legacy in terms of putting India on the global map of tennis speaks for itself. Today, we have the world record for the most number of Davis Cup wins in a row. We have 12 and 18 Grand Slams to our names. We've played, 5 Olympics together, Hesh?
Yeah, four.
And when you actually look at what this young man has achieved and what I've achieved, look at the generations behind us. I mean, Sania says it beautifully that we were the heroes that she looked up to, and that's why she was inspired to win. Rohan says it that, we were the ones who he looked up to, and he's got 1 Grand Slam to his tally now. And it shows how hard it is to win Grand Slams, Here, 3 of us can talk about it very free-willing in terms of, yeah, he's got 12, I've got 18, and, we've got 30 Grand Slams amongst us, I've been in 35 finals. Hesh, how many finals have you been in, right? It must be incredible.
No idea.
How many finals you must have been in too. So it's easy to sit here for 3 of us and say, these Grand Slams to jeet chuke hum dono. But when you actually look back, the sweat and toil and brotherhood that it took, all those hard yards through Prague, through, playing on the back courts in challengers in Uzbekistan where there was no food, and through flying in Nutella and chocolate bars to make it through Fargana and Andijan, and those things that people don't really look into, right? They just look at you playing at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. They just look at you playing on the Davis Cup stage. But what I really respect about what Mahesh and myself have done here is we've had the courage to tell the story very true. We've had the courage to tell the highs as well as the lows. And the fact that we didn't take any actors to tell this story, you can actually see that perspectives, like Mahesh just said, everyone had a perspective. Everyone thought something about the story, especially people who were in the story, whether it was our parents, whether it was our coaches, whether it was our siblings, whether it was our teammates, whether it was whoever there was. I mean, everybody had a perspective on Leander Mahesh, and they would voice it to both of us. So some of the things that I've heard about Mahesh, obviously I'd never believe, or some of the things that he's heard about me, he'd never believe. But I feel like if we had just picked up the phone at that point, just called each other and said, hey, buddy, let's go get some ice cream and chat a little bit. Let's go have breakfast together alone. Let's go watch a movie alone. Let's just go take a holiday alone. And, when you put Mahesh and Leander in a room together, there's magic. We iron out our differences and we always support each other. But there was just too much noise from everywhere before, you know.
Yes,
Diggy,
I
I'm
think
just
I'm one
gonna
of those
add to
few
what you
people-
said about,
I'm one of the few
us
people,
giving-
Mahesh, to have been in a room with the both of you together, if you remember.
No, I
That's
need to
right.
add to a bit about what you're asking about giving the boost, right? I mean, I don't think that was our job, right? Our job was as professional athletes to do the best what we could, and we kind of overachieved. We won the biggest tournaments in the world consistently. You know, then came Sania Mirza, and she also took tennis to a certain level when it came to women in the country. But our job was not to give tennis a boost in the country. That was the federation's job to piggyback on our success and create systems because a lot of kids were watching us, right?
Okay. On that note then, thank you to Leander Paes and Mahesh Bhupathi for joining in. I've asked you some tough questions, but I've always wanted to ask them, so didn't shy away this time. Irrespective of the controversies, gentlemen, sport only remembers the results. And the two of you gave Indian sport some of its greatest moments. You showed that when it came down to it, you would overcome breakpoint. Thank you for the magic, and hopefully you two now sit down and bond over Manchester United performances as you approach the landmark 50th birthdays. I'm the youngest one of the three of us on this show. Leander, remember that.
PSG tonight, buddy. Change your team.
Liverpool tonight. Liverpool. Thank you, guys. All the best.
Bye.
Thanks, Diggy.